Hello and welcome again to Meet the Candidates here on WCMU. I'm David Nicholas, and we are speaking with our guests virtually, joined at this time by John Roth. He is the Republican candidate in the Michigan 104th district race. This is an open seat in this 2020 election. Congratulations, sir, on the win in the August primary. And in our first minute or two, tell us a little bit about you, your background, and experience you bring to the campaign.
Absolutely. Thank you, David, for having me. I'm John Roth, of course, running for the 104th seat, and I have a background of 3 different jobs over the last 18 years. I run a marina. I have a small business that manages a local marina, and then I also, in the wintertime, work for a good friend of mine in sales at a ski shop, where I've done that for the last 19 years, and for the fun of it, on a part-time basis, I help out the Traverse City Golf and Country Club, helping with their chemicals that they have to maintain their golf course with. So been doing that the last 18 years and 19 for some of them. I've been on the Grand Traverse County Parks and Rec Board for the last 6 years, just got off in December, 2 terms. I served 4 years as the president of that board. Very, very happy to be part of that board, and a lot of experience I gained from that, and that will cross over to the public right here, maybe in Lansing.
As a candidate for this, and as we said, an open seat, we're asking candidates then, as you have gone through the campaign and also with the folks that you have talked to, what would you identify as the key issues in any particular order, but usually starting with the most important issue that you or the voters have identified for this campaign?
Absolutely, David. And the doors are critical. I've been knocking on a ton of doors up here in Grand Traverse County. And what I'm hearing from a lot of people, skilled trades is really a deficit that we have in labor up here. We're growing at 7% every 10 years. So we need more skilled labor in the areas of electricians, carpenters, plumbers, HVAC folks, to continue on with our growth. That's number one. Number 2 is education is always a problem in our area, getting equitably funded up here. We got districts like Rockford that 40 million more than TCAPS, our Traverse City Area Public Schools. Equity needs to take place, and we'll work hard to try and get that. And number 3 is broadband. Broadband is a growing issue and a good issue for our area. As COVID has hit us, a lot of kids were, of course, off of school early, had to do everything online, and some kids don't have that connectivity that they need. Also, our business owners want that up here, and our farmers are also very key on broadband. So I'm going to push for that very heavily. It's going to be one of my major initiatives when I get to Lansing, is to make sure I can break down any barriers that might keep broadband from becoming more popular up here. I know there are groups like AT&T that have spent $1.5 billion over the last 3 years in broadband. And I know we have Great Lakes Energy just north of us that is doing that. And Traverse City Light and Power is even starting to do that. So broadband is very key in our area.
If we look then specifically to these one at a time, starting with the trades and the labor situation there in that 104th district in Grand Traverse County, what are the specific proposals you bring to this as a candidate that you would like to see carried out if elected and sent to Lansing?
Absolutely. It's promoting them to begin with. We need to start promoting this as a viable career path for some of our kids. Right now, over the last 10 to 20 years, we've been telling kids if you don't go to college, you're somehow doing a wrong thing. People can make very good money in our area by doing the skilled trades. And so it's working with community colleges, with their career tech center here, and just promoting that area of labor much more heavily. I would say education-wise, I would go down and really start working with my colleagues, working across the aisle to help with funding issues, but also seeing if we can get some support to actually fund every child in the state at the same level. What should be the difference between a child from Southeast Michigan and a child from Grand Traverse County? They should be funded equally. And it's a hard fight, but it's one that we will never give up here.
The
And then number three, sorry, go ahead, David.
I was just going to say, in regards to education, it's come up that folks are saying then that we either need to adjust and or totally scrap and start over from Proposal A, which has been the main model along with the funding from the state lottery since 1994. What then do you see as one of the main ways that you would look at that funding issue and moving towards greater equity?
I think it's working across the aisle. I don't have the one single answer, and it's a very tough question. Proposal A, we may be able to amend some of it, but we got to be very careful. What was the purpose of Proposal A? Keeping our elderly in their homes longer. We can't be raising the cost of property tax to the point where the elderly are going to move out of their homes. So it's going to be working across the aisle, working with state senators to come up with a proposal to do exactly that, David.
If we look then to that other primary issue you identified as broadband overall in infrastructure, not only for personal residents, but its impact on education as we've seen in COVID-19 and for our businesses and for our farmers, how specifically do you want to address the spread, the growth, the increased access to broadband for your district?
Absolutely. Promoting it again. I know there is a potential proposal in the House that may have gotten passed yesterday. I haven't seen it, whether it passed or not yet, where it would actually allow for investment that comes into our state, not at the suburban and urban areas, but also highly concentrated in the more rural areas of the state of Michigan. If that passed, we're on the right track to getting more investment in our area. I want to make sure there's no barriers that keep it from coming our area. So I will work hard in making sure that happens.
If we look at the economy as a broad issue, you focused on trades and labor, but also in this time of COVID-19 and the economic recovery, how specifically would you want to address that? Not only from the broad scope of economics, but specifically what we have faced now in the impact on the economy during this time of the coronavirus.
Yes, our business has been hit hard, especially up here in northern Michigan. I know a lot of them are very concerned whether or not they can even make it through this winter. The PPP that happened at the federal level, I'm very supportive of that. I would ask that the feds look at that again and make sure that our businesses are taken care of, maybe supplied with loans to get them through the winter. We really need to look at that very heavily. Also, just letting them go back to work. Governor shut down a lot of our businesses, and a lot of that was very confusing on when they should have or shouldn't have. And we need to let them go back to work. Let them decide how to do it, keep us safe and keep us protected, but let them go back to work. The governor needs to, right now, work with the legislature. The fact that she shut the legislature out for the last 6 months is very questionable. There's no reason why the legislature can't help her with good ideas to get our business going forward. And I would ask her to do that. Allow the legislature to come back into that discussion.
If we look then more directly at education, again, in now the backdrop of the time of COVID-19, how would that impact your proposals when it comes to beyond the funding question, but how we approach education and how our schools are conducting themselves in the interaction with kids, kind of the pre-COVID-19 and now moving forward with the reality that we've been given?
Obviously, the broadband part is very important because we have up here in our area where some kids have gone back face to face, but some parents and kids have decided to not and do it online. So you've got to have both at this point. And that opens up some questions of, can some of the teaching and learning be done online? Maybe, figure a way to save some cost at the local level with our schools by doing some of the stuff online. I think that's really opened up a lot of eyes that is possible.
We're speaking with John Roth. He is the Republican candidate in the Michigan 104th District race, an open seat in this election here on Meet the Candidates on WCMU. You've identified those three top issues. We've got a little under 4 minutes left, sir. Is there anything else that you would identify as a primary issue that you would add to that list, and then subsequently the specific proposals you would bring to addressing that issue?
I think I represent this area very well, being that I am a small business owner running a marina in the summertime. I am very keenly aware of what the weather, the economy, COVID can do to one's business. We have certainly seen less traffic, more boat sales, but less boat movement out here in northern Michigan. But also then as an employee at a ski shop in the winter, working for a good friend of mine, we again see very much how our seasonal tourism economy works. It's tough. We've had bad winter. We have a bad economy. We don't do as well. My hours are cut. I have to figure out, like everybody else, how you get through the winter months to get into the summer where we have a chance to make more money. So my background, I think, really lends a lot to where I can listen to our folks and really trying to figure out the best ways to get through this.
If we look beyond the payroll protection options possibly coming from Washington, how else might then we address not only the impact on small businesses, but the economy as a whole post-COVID? When we get there, how do we look then at that economic recovery piece?
Well, we're going to have to look at, one of the things that's going to be is our budget's going to be impacted. There's no doubt about it. Our state budget, we're looking at $1 billion shortfall next year. So what we've got to do is really look at our top priorities. We're not going to get everything we want in our legislature. There's no way. Without raising major taxes on our folks here, there's no way to do it. And we can't do that. We got to keep more money in the people's hands right now so they can decide how to pay for the things that they want. I just think that raising taxes is a major negative in our economy right now. And if we want to drive people back out of our state like we did a decade ago, I won't do it. I won't be part of that. That will create an environment that's not healthy for our people to continue to survive. This is a very booming area up here in Grand Traverse County. And we have a healthy economy. But if we overtax or overregulate, people will leave. And it will create an environment that we don't want. We want to continue to grow up here.
Briefly then, in about a minute or so, and we do want to give you that last half minute for a final message, but if we look at then the rate at which some parts of the state have opened versus others that have remained more shut down, that impact as you've seen it regarding your particular area, which has been one of the more open areas of the state, how do you equalize and smooth out that reopening statewide?
Well, that's the governor working with the legislature and doing that, providing plans, trying to figure out this a little differently. It's definitely been a boom for Grand Traverse County by being open. We've seen everybody from downstate up here. Friday of Labor Day weekend, I tell you, David, downtown Traverse City, you would thought, no, there was no COVID. We were packed. So it's been very unique up here, though. There's some businesses have thrived greatly. Others have not. I know our restaurant industry up here is going to be a real challenge to get through the winter. They did at 50%, through July and August. That's not a sustainable way to make a living here. They've got to do much more. And now they're very concerned of whether they can even be 50% full during the winter months. So I think it's the governor really working with the legislature. There's a lot of great ideas out there if we just get everybody on board to do that.
And a brief final message then that you would leave to the voters as they get set to go to the polls.
Again, I think it's my diversity, my background. I've done a lot of labor jobs. I've done management jobs. I've done business. I've had a small business. I've signed both sides of the paycheck. I understand very well how that is. So I just have a great diversity in my background that I think I understand most of the people in Grand Traverse County very well.
We very much appreciate your time today, sir. Stay safe and good luck with the rest of the campaign. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
We've been speaking with John Roth. He's a Republican candidate for the open seat that is Michigan House District 104 in this upcoming election. All qualifying candidates were invited to join us as part of this series. I'm David Nicholas. We encourage you to join us again here on Meet the Candidates, and please do get out and exercise your right to vote on Tuesday, November 3rd.